This is a scary antibiotic-resistant bacteria. It's been causing humans and animals all sorts of health problems. Here are some steps everyone can take to stop the spread of antimicrobial resistance. Throwing away antibiotics helps create resistant bacteria in pipes, sewers, waterways, and ultimately our oceans and the environment at large. Protect the environment. Don't throw away antibiotics. Bring what you do not use to your health professional. Misuse of antimicrobials in humans and animals helps develop powerful resistant bacteria. Doctors and veterinarians should provide appropriate prescriptions. Follow their recommendations. Bacteria can grow strong and resistant and be shared in dirty and unclean environments, especially in hospitals and farms. Control their spread by keeping hands and tools clean and hygienic. Don't let antimicrobial resistance take control. Be responsible when using antibiotics.
يعني إن شاء الله تقريبا يشبه كلام كي دغدي دا وچکلی له ساسو سکل درسي دي په خوا به مې ور کم کول یو وبوي یو نه پکا به وای یو شی به و سکل هیڅ نسته د دغه وچکلی له لاسه صاحب موږ دا څاروي له لاسه ورکړي دي ډنګري دي نه پکا نه لرو شیدې نه لري یو شی نه لري هیڅ شی له موږ سره نسته وچکلي زبزبلي یو خوراکی نه لرو او پر مځکه شی نسته تاسې یې وینئ
اکتالا پر موږ باندې وچکلي راوستله اوبه ودرېدلې د اسمان د خوا هم اوبه ودرېدلې د ولو د خوا هم اوبه ودرېدلې د مځکې د خوا هم اوبه راباندې ودرېدلې د غنم دپاره کرم د عیال نفقه په پیدا کوم ستا و د ابل د کور څه یا په فقر یا په ذکر یا په سود یا په سلام راباسم دغه به کرم که خدا پاک یو شی راکړي هغه ته بیا ورکړم که خدا پاک نه کړي د مځکې به چېرته مځکه به خرڅه کړم
It's disastrous. Every farmer we've spoken to has lost almost all of their crop this year. They've been forced to sell their livestock. They've got no money at the moment. These seeds are absolutely vital.
اگه گندم نباشه ها کشتمون نمیتونیم چون گندم اصلاح شده مونه داریم گندم اصلاح شده همین خوبه بریم کمک شاید دامن بار به ما بیشتر تر بشه
সবাইকে বলি এখানে বাজারে মাল নিয়ে আসিও আমিও বলি যারা আমার সাথে পরিচয় আছে ব্যবসায়ীরা এদের সাথে ফোন করে বলি যে তোমরা কোন মালগুলো কি রেটে বিক্রি করবে আমি কৃষককে জানাই দিই
The aggregation center will act as a one-stop service center. Farmers will get all types of agricultural support from this aggregation center, like quality seed, farm management information, market information, and digital financing system through agent banking.
আমরা কি মেয়েরা একটা লাউ নিয়েও কি বাজার যেতে পারতাম? এখন তো বাবু বাজার হয়েছে, ভালো হয়েছে, আমরা দুইটা একটা নিয়ে এখানে যেতে পারি। আমাদের তো আগে বিহারিরা ঠকাতো, এখন তো ঠকাতে পারে না।
The aggregation center is not only a physical place where a community come to exchange goods, but also represent an opportunity for FAO to build the trust among the stakeholders and ultimately support farmers in negotiating better prices. This initiative is increasing the income opportunity of the local population, at the same time improving the food and nutrition status of both host and refugee communities.
This is the story of Kishan and Kishani and their fellow farmers from a village called Shantipur. No matter how hard they tried, they could not get a fair price for their harvest. Production costs were high. They earned very little to support their family. One night, Kishan came back from the market with only a few taka.
Again, I couldn't get a fair price for our tomatoes.
Why is this happening to us?
It's not only us. Most farmers here have the same problems.
Something has to change, or we'll all go hungry.
I know, but what?
As she kept on tying knots for the fences, Kishani realized something very important. Every knot she was making in a row, the fence was getting stronger and stronger. I know! What we need to do is work together with other farmers. My auntie in Nachol told me that all the farmers there work together and are truly thriving.
Yes, a farmers' organization. That's what we need. Let's invite all the struggling Shantipur farmers to a meeting tomorrow.
Next morning at the farmers' meeting, hello everyone! I called us together this morning to talk about our situation. Things aren't working well for any of us, are they?
We all have the same problems. Lack of finance, lack of information, high production costs, and not getting a fair price for our produce.
But we can't change our fate if we keep working separately. If we start a farmers' organization, we can pool our resources, share information, have stronger bargaining power, and most importantly, be there for each other in times of crisis. What do you think?
Great idea! We agree!
Okay, how should we proceed? I think that first, we should identify our activities and needs so we can know what services to provide.
We should also define our vision and establish a constitution. Legal registration and a bank account would also help us greatly.
Everyone participated in the discussion, and together they made a plan to start a farmers' organization, the Shantipur Krishak Society. Hearing this news, farmer leaders from the Sharabangla Krishak Society came to help. They gave training on how to build a strong organization and how to gain access to finance. With their guidance, the Shantipur farmers then began to collect savings from their members and started a revolving loan fund. Members borrowed money and then repaid it so it could be borrowed again by other members. The fund was also used for community investments, like a machinery rental centre, a seed bank, and an agricultural information and training centre. They also began to sell their produce together, so they had a stronger negotiating position in the market and could finally get a fair price. They started bulk buying inputs, and so production costs decreased. Business started to grow, and young people even started farming. But little did the farmers know what was coming when the pandemic came to Shantipur. They panicked. Because of the lockdown, they could not get to the market and were on the brink of going out of business.
What are we going to do? I feel so hopeless.
We mustn't forget that we are part of a larger network of farmers. Let's call Sharabangla for help. They found out that farmers within the Sharabangla network had started virtual call centers in their villages. They were using mobile phone technology to buy seeds and fertilizer, sell their harvest, and get market information. The Shantipur farmers started their own call center. It made business possible again For everyone.
Hooray!
All the farmers celebrated. Now, several years since the farmers' first meeting, the Shantipur Krishak Society is offering more and more services to its members. The organization is flowering into a full farmer business ecosystem. Everyone works in harmony and is able to support their family and their community. So, what do Kishan and Kishani want to say now to all farmers in Bangladesh? When you trust and work in harmony with others,
You and your community can truly thrive.
But wait, there's one more thing we have to look at. Bring back that ecosystem for me, please. This story wouldn't be complete without telling you about two partners that support Sharabangla's network of farmers: the Global Agriculture and Food Security Programme, GAFSP, and the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. GAFSP provides inclusive finance for smallholder farmers, and FAO provides technical knowledge and practical support.
Together, they help bring the farmers' organisations' ideas to life. And if we look at everything offered here in this ecosystem, I think we can all agree.
It's a winning partnership.
So the idea was to use this solar irrigation, reduce the dependency on the conventional irrigation system, which depends on the fossil fuel run pumps, and it contributes to the climate change and carbon emission. So we try to reduce this effect using renewable energy, and on the other hand we are using the bight pipe system.
আমাদের অনেক জমি আগে বাতি ছিল, শাক সবজি আর ধান চাষ আমরা করতে পারিনি। এই সোলারটার মাধ্যমে আমরা যারা আগে বাতি ছিল এগুলো আমরা আবার আবাদ করতে পারছি।
FAO and the Global Agriculture and Food Security Programme have been working with farmers' organizations in Bangladesh since 2012. In 2016, the farmers' organization started a national network, the Shara Bangla Krishak Society, SBKS, to respond to the needs of farmers across the country. When the coronavirus pandemic began, farmers faced many challenges.
খুব আতঙ্ক হয়েছিল, কিছু ধরা যাইতো না, তারপরে রাস্তায় বাইরে যেতে পারতাম না, দোকানপাট বন্ধ ছিল, তারপরে কোনো কিছু কেনাবেচা করতে পারতাম না।
SBKS responded with an innovative solution to help its members in this time of crisis: virtual call centers. Here is how the call centers work. A VCC operator serves as the focal point for day-to-day farming business needs. They have all the farmers' details and the phone numbers of actors along the entire value chain. Instead of going to the market in person to sell goods or purchase supplies, such as fertilizer or seeds, farmers call their VCC operator to request what they need. The centers have a rickshaw van driver who can safely deliver supplies and pick up produce.
পাইকারের সাথে কথা বলি যে ভাই আপনার কয় কেজি মাছ লাগবে, কিংবা ওই যে সবজি লাউ মিষ্টি কুমড়া এগুলো কয় কেজি লাগবে, ওটা আবার ওইভাবে অর্ডার করে, আমি আবার ওই ভ্যানওয়ালাকে লিস্ট করে দিয়ে ওদের কাছে পৌঁছে দেই। ওরা আবার ওই দামটা ভ্যানওয়ালার কাছে পাঠাই দেয়, আমি আবার ওই আমাদের যারা সবজি দিছে তাদের কাছে দিয়ে দেই।
The VCCs have created many new jobs and are an important way for farmers to get information, share advice, and stay connected during the pandemic. SBKS has established more than 50 virtual call centers around the country. The reduction in physical contact has minimized the spread of COVID-19. The farmers are connected to new sellers and buyers and earn more than they did before the pandemic.
আমার যাওয়া লাগে নাই, সময় কম লাগছে, বাইরের থেকে বাঁচি গেছি, তারপর আমার জিনিসগুলো নষ্ট হইলে না, আমি অনেক সহযোগিতা পাই গেলাম।
The virtual call centers demonstrate that when farmers are well organized and have access to finance, they are empowered to respond to the needs of their community.
আমি কৃষকদের উদ্দেশ্য করে একটা কথাই বলবো, আগে আমরা সংগঠন করি, সংগঠন করে দলবদ্ধ হলে আমাদের এক হাত না, আমাদের সবার হাত যদি একসাথে হয় তাহলে শক্তি বাড়বে, আর শক্তি বাড়লে সবকিছুই মোকাবেলা করা সম্ভব।
Through the Missing Middle initiative, GAFSP and FAO partner with smallholder farmers, building their capacity and providing flexible financing. The virtual call centers are just one example of the impact of this powerful partnership.
"你好，欢迎来到成为冠军农夫。节目中，一个农夫接受挑战，如果他们赢了，就会被授予冠军农夫勋章。今天的主角是农夫阿苏，他面临的挑战是非洲猪瘟。非洲猪瘟是一种感染家猪和野猪的病毒，人类不会被感染。但如果猪被感染了，它就会死掉。非洲猪瘟正在让全世界的农夫破产。然而，这些疾病实际上可以通过下面几种简单的生物安全措施来预防。好吧，我们看农夫阿苏干活。哦。这就是我想象的那样吗？是的。哦不！哦不！请不要用这些泔水喂它们。真的吗？把其他猪带到你的农场？哦。什么？他让野猪自由地游荡进来觅食和交配。好了，让我们到此为止，帮助农夫阿苏阻止这一切的发生。要控制病毒，我们就要控制农场。首先，建一个猪圈，你可以用木头甚至混凝土来搭建。最重要的是要防止你的猪与其他动物接触。接下来，每个访问你农场的人都要跟随他们。在靠近猪之前，一定要换好衣服和鞋子，最好穿靴子，并且这些靴子只能在这个区域工作时使用。记得用肥皂和水洗手。在入口处把你的靴子浸到消毒剂里。如果你有不止一个猪圈，在进入其他猪圈之前，要再浸一下消毒剂。一定要把猪用的工具和设备分开，并经常清洗。而且永远不要把这些工具设备用在农场的其他地方，只给你的猪使用。 不要重复使用那些用来清洗烹饪肉类的水，这些水可能被污染了，所以永远不要给你的猪喝这种水。当你用干水喂猪时，一定要煮30分钟，这样能杀死病毒。让干水冷却后再喂猪。永远不要让车辆进入你的农场。当新猪被运到你的农场后，一定要把它们和其他猪分开，至少30天。如果没有生病的症状，你才可以把它们和其他猪养在一起。不要让你的母猪与野猪或不健康的野猪交配。不管它怎么哀求，都不要让它出去找情人。一定让它的伴侣与健康的家猪在一起，这样你才能保证它们的健康和安全。就这样，只需按照这些简单的步骤，你和农夫阿苏就可以让你的农场远离非洲猪瘟。由于非洲猪瘟既没有疫苗，也没有治疗方法，所以把这些生物安全措施交给其他人非常重要。这样你们所有人都可以成为冠军农夫，让你们的猪远离非洲猪瘟。
ភ្លៀងធ្លាក់មកលើដីហូរកាត់តាមកំពូលភ្នំព្រៃឈើជ្រាបចូលទៅក្នុងដីនិងហូរចូលទៅក្នុងអាងស្តុកទឹកធម្មជាតិដូចជាស្ទឹងបឹងនិងទន្លេកម្ដៅព្រះអាទិត្យហួតយកទឹកទាំងនេះនៅក្នុងផ្ទៃបរិយាកាសផ្ដុំគ្នាជាទឹកភ្លៀងរួចធ្លាក់មកលើផែនដីវិញទៀតនេះជាវដ្តនៃទឹកតំបន់ទាំងឡាយនៅលើផែនដីដែលទឹកភ្លៀងហូរកាត់មុនចាក់ចូលស្ទឹងបឹងនិងទន្លេហៅថាជាជម្រាលទីជម្រាលមានសារៈសំខាន់ណាស់ដោយសារវាជាទីប្រសព្វរវាងទឹកដីនិងមនុស្សសកម្មភាពរបស់មនុស្សនៅទីនេះជះឥទ្ធិពលទាំងស្រុងទៅលើបរិមាណនិងគុណភាពទឹកដែលមានជាឧទាហរណ៍មនុស្សកាប់ហើយដុតបំផ្លាញព្រៃឈើនិងដាំដំណាំដដែលលើផ្ទៃដីតែមួយសកម្មភាពទាំងនេះធ្វើឲ្យធ្លាក់ចុះសមត្ថភាពដីនៅក្នុងការស្រូបយកទឹកទុកបណ្ដាលឲ្យបាត់តុល្យភាពសំណើមនិងជីវជាតិដែលមាននៅក្នុងដីកំណើនអាកាសធាតុទឹកជំនន់និងភាពរាំងស្ងួតធ្វើឲ្យបញ្ហាមួយនេះកាន់តែធ្ងន់ធ្ងរដូច្នេះពេលភ្លៀងធ្លាក់ខ្លាំងមកលើដីព្រៃដីរិចរិលវាហូរច្រោះដីស្រទាប់លើចូលទៅក្នុងទន្លេហើយបង្កឲ្យមានទឹកជំនន់បំផ្លាញដំណាំទាំងអស់បន្ទាប់មកអាកាសធាតុក្តៅក៏ហួតទឹកស្ទឹងឲ្យរីងខះអស់ដីភាគច្រើននៅទូទាំងផ្ទៃប្រទេសកម្ពុជាកំពុងតែបាត់បង់ជីវជាតិដែលបណ្ដាលឲ្យកសិករពិបាកក្នុងការដាំដុះដូច្នេះទិន្នផលកសិកម្មនិងចំណូលថវិការបស់ពួកគាត់ក៏ត្រូវធ្លាក់ថយចុះហើយសន្តិសុខស្បៀងក៏ប្រែក្លាយជាបញ្ហាប្រឈមដ៏ធំមួយដែលហេតុដូច្នេះពួកគាត់ត្រូវបង្ខំចិត្តផ្លាស់ប្ដូរទីតាំងនិងពង្រីកផ្ទៃដីដាំដុះបន្ថែមទៀតរៀងរាល់2ឬ3ឆ្នាំម្ដងពួកគាត់បន្តការកាប់ឆ្ការព្រៃឈើនៅកន្លែងថ្មីដែលបណ្ដាលឲ្យមានបញ្ហាខូចគុណភាពដីនិងទឹករីករាលដាលនៅក្នុងប្រព័ន្ធបរិស្ថានទាំងមូលដើម្បីធានាបាននូវអនាគតដែលមាននិរន្តរភាពល្អមួយនេះយើងត្រូវជ្រើសរើសយ៉ាងប្រុងប្រយ័ត្ននៅរបៀបធ្វើកសិកម្មមួយដែលសមស្របនឹងបរិបទទីជម្រាលរបស់យើងដោយមានការគាំទ្រពីស្ថាប័នរដ្ឋាភិបាលនិងស្ថាប័នដៃគូដូចជាអង្គការស្បៀងនិងកសិកម្មនៃសហប្រជាជាតិសហគមន៍តាមជនបទគួររៀបចំគ្រប់គ្រងការធ្វើកសិកម្មនិងការគ្រប់គ្រងធនធានធម្មជាតិរបស់ពួកគាត់ឲ្យបានល្អប្រសើរ ជាក់ស្ដែងគម្រោងជីវិតនិងធម្មជាតិកំពុងជួយគាំទ្រឲ្យកសិករអាចរក្សាព្រៃអូរនិងអាងស្តុកទឹកធម្មជាតិដើម្បីលើកកម្ពស់កសិកម្មវៃឆ្លាតនិងអាកាសធាតុកាត់បន្ថយការសឹករិចរិលនៃធម្មជាតិជាមួយនឹងចំណេះដឹងមួយនេះពួកគាត់អាចបន្ស៊ាំខ្លួននឹងការប្រែប្រួលអាកាសធាតុលើកកម្ពស់ជីវភាពនិងសន្តិសុខស្បៀងរបស់ពួកគាត់និងអាចជួយបង្កើតនូវធនធានអាហារព្រៃឫស្សីនិងទឹកឃ្មុំព្រៃជាដើមកំណត់ប្រជាជនការបាត់បង់ព្រៃឈើនិងការប្រែប្រួលអាកាសធាតុសុទ្ធតែជាបញ្ហាប្រឈមសម្រាប់និរន្តរភាពកសិកម្មនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយ៉ាងណាក្តីជាមួយនឹងការគាំទ្រត្រូវគោលដៅសហគមន៍នឹងអាចធ្វើឲ្យប្រសើរឡើងនៅបរិស្ថានធម្មជាតិរបស់ពួកគាត់បង្កើតចំណូលនិងសន្តិសុខស្បៀងរបស់ពួកគាត់បានទៀតផង
Agriculture is the cradle of human civilization. Preserving the agricultural heritage is to protect the foundation of human development. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations pushes forward the globally important Agricultural Heritage Systems, GIAS program, providing a variety of products and services in a sustainable way. It ensures the food and livelihood security for hundreds of millions of smallholder farmers. Honey rice terraces are located in Honghe County in southwestern China's Yunnan province. Because of its unique irrigation network and ancient mode of production, the magnificent honey rice terraces system has formed a typical ecological landscape consisting of rivers, terraces, villages, and forests. With a history of over 1,300 years, the honey rice terraces system was designated by FAO as GIAS in June 2010. In Honghe, once a national-level poverty-stricken county, the cultural landscape of honey rice terraces covers 17,640 hectares, of which the Samaba terraces take up about 1,067 hectares, the largest of its kind in the world. To protect the valuable terrace culture, the FAO Representative Office in China has coordinated the efforts of multiple stakeholders, including China Foundation for Poverty Alleviation, Academy of Arts and Design of Tsinghua University, and Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences. This accelerates the digital transformation of villages in ethnic minority areas and increases the income of local farmers.
The report revealed that by the beginning of 2020, close to 150,000 people in China had been lifted out of poverty through activities for GIAS conservation and utilization in the core areas and major buffer zones of the GIAS sites, accounting for close to 72% of the total population who had shaken off poverty. The recognition of GIAS has increased honey's popularity, which attracts more tourists and promotes local economic growth. And more importantly, it has raised people awareness on its conservation. Over the past decade, local people, government, private sector, and partners are developing a balanced way both protect and increase local people's income. As highlighted by FAO's Director General, Dr. Xu Dongyu, GIAS sites are great opportunities for rural revitalization. I believe that the GIAS-based model and experiences in China are great treasures for other developing countries in reducing poverty and the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, especially SDG 1, no poverty, and SDG 2, no hunger.
With the support of China Foundation for Poverty Alleviation,
FAO China office launched the Ag Lab CX to explore agricultural innovation. As part of the Ag Lab CX, FAO China and Tsinghua University's Academy of Arts and Design collaborated to develop a special service design course. Through their 8-week field research in honey terraces, the students of the course proposed 5 innovative solutions: Honey Terraces Adoption Program, Cultural Ecology Museum, Cultural Ecotourism, Red Rice Development, and Cultural Protection and Promotion. Science and technology empower the preservation of agricultural heritage. FAO and Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences are assisting local government and other partners to build a smart agricultural system for monitoring honey's ecological landscape of terraces, forests, villages, and rivers. The system will help accelerate the digital transformation of ecological farming in the terraces. Lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. To better promote agricultural heritage, FAO China office and its partners initiate a program for the conservation and development of the honey rice terraces, aiming to tapping into the cultural, economic, ecological, and social values of the Jiaz site.
我们希望在两种组织的帮助下，各方机构持续推动哈尼梯田保护和可持续发展，努力建设成为一个世界一流的健康生活目的地。
我们看这个口罩，最关键的是要保护好这个梯田。要是失去了我们这片梯田，我们看这个口罩就失去意义了。保护梯田呢，不只是我们哈尼族的这个责任，我感觉大家都可以发挥自己的作用。
Sustainable food and agriculture are at the heart of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. One of the ways of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals is through agroecology. Agroecology helps ensure food and nutritional security, reduce poverty, mitigate climate change, and restore ecosystems by promoting farming practices that increase crop resilience and biodiversity, sequestering carbon in soils, and improving local livelihoods. FAO and its partners contribute to the global efforts by providing training and policy support on agroecology.
Today, agroecology has reached 3,000 villages. In the next 5 to 7 years, we plan to reach all 6 million farmers in the state of Andhra Pradesh and cover the 8 million hectares of land in the state of Andhra Pradesh into the agroecology program. We are experiencing tremendous benefits through agroecology, better livelihoods and better health of our soils and more biodiversity in our fields. Farmers are able to reduce their costs of cultivation, reduce their risks, and increase their yields and also the price realization. The most important innovation in this program has been the farmer to farmer extension. So the best practicing farmer or the champion farmer is the most important trainer, and we are very thankful to FAO for the concept of farmer field schools. This innovation is helping us immensely in making knowledge dissemination not so much as a top-down approach, but where the participants are discovering together the various agroecological principles. The second major innovation is the extremely critical role played by the women self-help groups. And the women self-help groups in the state of Andhra Pradesh have been nurtured over the last 20 years. So they're very mature and very experienced collectives. So through these women's collectives, the agroecology program is receiving tremendous boost.
ఈ జడ్బీఎన్ అప్రోచ్ రెండు పంటలు అనేది ఒక పంటలో లాభం తక్కువ ఉన్నా ఇంకో పంటలో మనకు లాభం వచ్చేది, బాగా దిగుబడి కానీ ఏదైనా కానీ మనకు మార్కెట్లో కూడా మంచి లాభాలు ఉన్నాయి.
మళ్ళీ ప్లస్ మార్కెట్లో రైతుల ద్వారా కూడా పూలు కానీ ములక్కాయలు కానీ మేము వేసాం సార్. దాని నుంచి బాగా గ్రోత్ వచ్చింది. కాయలు తిని చూసిన వాళ్ళు కూడా ములక్కాయలు మీ చేలో ములక్కాయలు బాగా టేస్ట్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. పూలు కూడా పక్క తోటల్లో కంటే మా తోటలో మంచిగా ఉన్నాయని మార్కెట్లో కూడా పేరు వచ్చింది. మార్కెట్లో అందరి పూలు 400-500 అమ్మితే మా 1000 రూపాయలు అమ్మింది సార్.
Agroecology has the potential to accelerate the transition to sustainable food systems and contribute to ecosystems restoration.
เฮาคิดว่าแต่ละปีซ้อนในเขตเฮานี่บ่ท่วมก็แรงบ่แรงก็ท่วมอันนี้แม่นเพราะเฮาพบอยู่ทุกปี
ภายหลังน้ำท่วมเขาเบิดทีมนี่ก็ในการสัญจรไปมาหาหมู่หาเพื่อนบ้านนั่นเมืองนี่ก็แม่นใส่เรือแหละเนาะเพราะว่าน้ำนี่มันท่วมอังขึ้นเต็มหมดมันจะขึ้นทะเลนี่แหละเนาะการไปติดต่อพัวพันไปหาหมู่หากองก็ใส่ทั้งเรือแต่ว่าแนวคิดจิตใจมันว่าเรื่องอันนี้ก็แม่นน้ำตาออกพุ่นแหละเพื่อที่ติดต่อพัวพันหมู่ได้จากบ้านนั่นบ้านนี้แล้วก็เพื่อที่เคลื่อนย้ายประชาชนไปที่บ่อนปลอดภัยเคลื่อนย้ายสัตว์เลี้ยงไปที่บ่อนปลอดภัยก็แม่นทุกข์ยากลำบากใจหลาย
แต่ก่อนกับครอบครัวเฮาก็ประสบปัญหากับภัยแห้งแล้งเนาะรักแต่ก็เป็นน้ำเนาะที่ว่ามันบ่มีหั่นแหละ
แต่ว่าเฉพาะแผนกกิจกรรมนี้พวกเฮาก็ได้มีแผนห้องรับก่อนเกิดตัวนี้พวกเฮาก็มีแผนเช่นอะไรหลายเวลาเกิดเช่นอะไรและหลังเกิดมีแผนอื่นๆใดพวกเฮาก็มีแผนละเอียดในขั้นแขวงแต่ในเมื่อพวกเฮาได้รับข่าวว่าจะมีทุนจากองค์การFAOเข้ามาสนับสนุนช่วยอันนี้เนี่ยพวกข้าพเจ้าก็มีความรู้สึกดีใจแหละ
การฝึกอบรมครั้งนี้แม้นมีจุดประสงค์เพื่ออยากให้บรรดาทานหันได้เรียนรู้เข้าใจเกี่ยวกับรูปแบบวิธีการผลิตกสิกรรมแบบผสมผสานซึ่งว่ามันเป็นกิจกรรมประจำวันของประชาชนในเขตท้องถิ่นของพวกเขาเพื่อการค้ำประกันเสบียงอาหารการสร้างรายรับก็คือการปรับปรุงชีวิตการเป็นอยู่ของประชาชนของเขาในท้องถิ่นให้ดีขึ้นเนาะ
เฉพาะข้าพเจ้านี่ถือว่าปลื้มใจที่สุดเนาะเพราะว่าเจ้าของโครงการหรือว่าทางกรมเพิ่นนำเอาทิศทางแผนการมาฝึกอบรมให้พวกเขาเนาะเพื่อให้เฮาไปพันขยายนี่ที่ว่าดีใจที่สุด
น้องปลาหน้าเขาก็มีแล้วตัวน้องหน้าเขาก็มีแล้วผมกาเตรียมไว้อยู่หลายปีแต่มันเฮาเฮ็ดบ่ได้นะบ่มีประสบการณ์ฝึกอบรมช่วงนี้โอ้ดีใจที่สุดแต่ก็บ่เคยมาจักเทื่อพอแต่เกิดเป็นคน
ในสุดสัมมนาสุดนี้เฮาได้เห็นความตั้งใจเนาะแล้วก็ความเอาใจใส่ของนักสัมมนากรก็คือชาวเกษตรกรของพวกเราที่มาเข้าร่วมฝึกอบรมในสุดนี้เนาะการแสดงออกในบอนว่าการประกอบการคิดความเห็นและก็การแลกเปลี่ยนซึ่งกันและกันอยู่ในกองประชุมอย่างคึกคืนเนาะ
ข้าพเจ้าในนามตั้งหน้าให้ของการกิจกรรมนี้ก็มีความดีใจเนาะที่ได้รับแนวพันธุ์พืชแนวพันธุ์ปลาที่จากโครงการที่มาช่วยเหลือการที่มีน้องปลานี่มันช่วยลดผ่อนในด้านเศรษฐกิจเฮาที่เฮาบ่ได้ซื้อเนาะเพราะว่าเฮาก็ได้มื้อใดเฮาบ่ได้หาอาหารทั้งนอกเฮาก็ตึกแหเอาอยู่นี่ไปมองกันอยู่นี่แต่สมเทียบมื้อก่อนเฮาอยากกินปลานี่ก็ได้ไปซื้อหมูแล้วแต่ว่ามันก็เพื่อสิได้กินก็ยากอยู่
ภายหลังที่ได้รับทุนจากโครงการอาหารและการเกษตรเพิ่นได้มาส่งเสริมก็อันนึงก็แม่นก็ได้แนวพันธุ์ข้าวหรือว่าได้พุ่นได้ปุ๋ยเอามาขยายเป็นแนวพันธุ์ก็จำนวนหนึ่งต่อในฤดูกาลผ่านมาฤดูถึงแม้ฤดูฝนนี่แม่น้ำท่วมเนาะเพิ่นเอามาส่งเสริมนี่เฮาก็ได้เอามาเฮ็ดแนวพันธุ์
อันนี้เป็นวิธีเฮ็ดน้ำมักมีใบกระเดาและก็ใบคาและก็หัวสิไข่เพื่อกำจัดข่าแมลง
หลังจากได้ผ่านการฝึกอบรมกับโครงการที่ญี่ปุ่นมาฝึกอบรมสอนวิธีเฮ็ดปุ๋ยบ่มวันนี้ก็พากันเฮ็ดเนาะก็ถือว่าได้ดีเนาะ
อันนี้แหละนายมักทั่วของโครงการเพิ่นมาสนับสนุนเนาะถือว่ามาอันนี้ก็เป็นผักบ่งของโครงการคือกันเนาะทางล่างนึงก็สิมีผักบัวเนาะของโครงการที่เพิ่นมาสนับสนุนในปีผ่านมาเมื่อกี้นี้เนาะพวกเฮาได้รับมาพวกเฮาก็ได้เอาใจใส่ปลูก
This is the approach that we used in this project, helping these communities and these households to build back better. This has been made possible by resilience and engagement of these communities with whom we work with, plus the leadership that was available at the local level, both at the village district and the province, and expertise from FAO and a very generous assistance from the government of Japan.
Mongolia is a vast land of over 1.5 million square kilometers and is home to over 3 million people. For centuries, Mongolians have made food and money from agriculture and nomadic animal husbandry. Food is more than what we eat. It is the foundation of our culture, our economy, and our relationship with the natural world. A food system is the way a country produces, processes, and distributes food. It's a complex system, and all the parts must work together. The food system in Mongolia was already fragile, and COVID-19 only made it more precarious. Now, Mongolia and other countries are looking at how to shore up food systems. The UN Food Systems Summit takes place in September 2021 and aims to secure global commitments to transform our food systems. It also urges all people to take collective action to transform the way we produce, process, and consume food. In advance of the summit, the government of Mongolia has organized a series of 12 dialogues involving more than 500 policymakers, farmers, youth, civil society groups, food producers, academics, and other stakeholders from all over the country. The dialogues are organized around 3 themes: food access, equitable livelihoods, and nature-positive production. Together, participants identified ways to build sustainable national food systems and concrete actions for Mongolia to take in the decade of action, the 10 years remaining to fulfill the Sustainable Development Goals. The government of Mongolia is encouraging an integrated systems approach so that all the parts of the food system are working together. The latest digital technologies will play an important role in achieving all these objectives. Mongolia is committed to improving its food systems. The result of this work will be better production, broader food access, a safer environment, and a better life for all Mongolians.
पहले तो हम लोग के जलवायु कृषक समूह छलिए तैमे हम लोग के 5टा समूह इतना चले छले त 5टा समूह में 5-5 जना के 25 जना के समूह बनेलिए तो इस समूह के नाम भेले गणेश द्विगो यांत्रिकरण कृषक समूह ओइ समूह में हम लोग के 25 जना के समूह बना के तब हम लोग के 9 जना संचालक समिति चुनलिए पहले हम लोग के खेत में रहले काम करेले तब भर दिन रहले काम करेले तर फिर घरों में काम कर पड़े से घरों में समस्या छले जना सर श्रीमान छले हर जोतले त हमरो के जलखे दे जले फिर घर आबे छले त नहीं भेटले जनसन त सर अति श्रीमान छले सघाइले काम के उ काम सघा के आबे छले पहिले टाइम नहीं मिले छले हमरो कोनो चीज करेले ने खेत जले त खेते डा काम करे छलिए आबे छले त घर में भिने भिए छलिए अखनी एठा माने देल गए त जे 5 घंटा काम है हम लोग 1 घंटा में भियाले छी खेत में जाके 1 घंटा में भिया के घरो चलाबे छी दूसरो काम कर ले छी मानसिक स्थिति त्यो सुहो में मानसिको में अथी चले शारीरिको में चले जना उठ बैठ करते करते जना धान छोपे त लोग एकदम डाँड़ पीठी दुखाई चले सुहो है चले अखनी एहन अथी नहीं छे कह अखनी हमरा एकदम बढ़िया लगल छे ई सब पे हमर मिशनरी सामान एफए कार्यक्रम नहीं देलके सर और ई कार्यक्रम द के अथी कर लगे त हम लोग सब गोरा इच्छुक छले उ ले मिशनरी सामान तो हम लोग सब कोई में अथी करेले खुशी लगले उ सर और हम लोग अथी कर लगे जना ई तालीम हम लोग के ले लिए अखनी पहले हम लोग के नहीं छले एकर ज्ञान से कते भाड़ा निर्धारण करबे तर तालीम ले लिए तो हम लोग के पूरे ओकर सब किस के दाम अथी करके जना रोटावेटर भेले रोटावेटर के 18 से पड़ले 18 से हम लोग के दै छिए क्वालिटी के 1000 भेले 1000 रुपया दै छिए हम लोग को सब पे हिसाब करके सब पे निकालने चाहिए हम लोग को से सब पे पूरे सिखलिए पहले के बाद हम लोग के हर बरस से खेती करे छलिए जना 6 बजे जसले जोतैले हर त 12 बजे ठके आवे छलिए तो ओके बाद हम लोग के बिया खसै छलिए 1 कट्ठा में कमती में 1टा जन लगे छले रोपैले हमरो के धान काटे के महीना सीजन आबै छले ओहो धान काटना में एक दिना काटे छलिए त एकटा जन लगै छले त ओइ के बाद हमरो को छोपा पड़ै छले धान के एकटा जन फेर लगै छले कट्ठा में दुईटा जन लगै छले अथी करके आबै छलिए जना काट के पहिले हमरो को दौनी करे छलिए त दौनी करे छलिए त ओइ दौनी में बरद छले बरद लके दौनी करे पड़ले त में 4 बजे 3 बजे कोई रातो भर जगै छले 8 बजे 9 बजे लिख दौनिए कर ले तब तकर बाद फिर देखले हर जोते लोग त फिर तुरंत दौनी छोड़ा के कह के हमर बरद लाके हमें से हर जोते के तो सो समस्या आबै छले पहिले त सर हम लोग के मिलिट्री अथी कर देलके जना मिलिट्री अखनी हम लोग अपनो ले जाके जोत सकै छी मिलिट्री दुई गोरा दुई तीनटा महिला पकड़ के ल जेबे ओकरा उठा के त उहो से लेते तना हम लोग अखनी करे छी आ तब गोड मेल करे के लागी गोडो मेल करे के लागी हम लोग के दुईटा से एकटा जना अपने घुसका के कर लिया ओइ में कोनो अथियो न पड़ते सब गोरा उ कोई कर सकै छै त फिर धान काटे के लागी अखनी रिफर लेने छी हम सब रिफर कल के सर रिफरो है एकटा कह के लेने गेलिए तब ले लिए तब रिफरो देखे छी एकदम बढ़िया से रिफरो हम लोग के चला सकै छै रिफरो हम लोग के कर ले छी अपने से जखन नहीं भेटते जनो सुन नहीं भेटते हम लोग रिफरो से धान काट सकै छी धान काटलिए जना रंभा छै अखनी पहिले त दौड़ी करे छलिए त हर बरद ताक पड़े छले तर अखनी रंभा है त रंभा हम लोग के ताक नहीं पड़े छै जखनी चाहे छै तखन रंभा में दौनी भए छै तर अखनी हम लोग के खेतों में भए छै दौनी करा के ट्रैक्टर में हम लोग के आइन सकै छी उठना हम लोग के एकटा एके सेंटरो बनेने छिए जना ई सामान राखे वाला दे वाला लेबे वाला भाड़ा में लगाए वाला एकटा सेंटर से हम लोग के घर बनेने छी हम लोग के काम जब सीख जेते तो ओइ के बाद हम लोग के बाहर जेबे तर अखनी हम लोग जब तक काम नहीं सकते तब तक हम लोग समूह अपने से लेबे समूह से बाहर कतो नहीं जा देबे जना हम लोग अखनी 2 लाख कमाई भेल छै उ 2 लाख कमा के हम लोग के चाहे छै हम लोग को जते और हेते कह के जते उन्नति करबे हम लोग को ओइ के बाद चाहे छै घर बनेली अखनी घर बना के ओइ में सामान और राखबे और थपे के और विचार है जना समूह में हम लोग करने छै तो ओइ में हम लोग के खाता खोलबे खाता खोले के बाद हम लोग के पैन नंबर बनेबे उससे तो हमारे समूह चालू रहबे करते सारे साल हम ऑडिट करेबे तो उमें तो हम सबके संपर्क रहबे करते उ चाहे छै हम ओहो से बेसी करी करबे कि हमार ई कामना है।
यहाँ के किसानों ने जून 2018 में जब फार्म ऑफिस स्कूल में शिरकत कर रहे थे तो इन्होंने एक सोचा कि क्यों ना हम जब चावल लगाते हैं और चावल को एक बहुत ज़्यादा पानी देते हैं तो क्यों ना उसमें मछली भी अगर पाली जाए तो क्यों हमें कुछ फ़ायदा हो सकता है। तो फिर हमारे एक किसान ने इसी फार्म ऑफिस स्कूल के एक पार्टिसिपेंट ने ये प्लान बनाया कि अगर वो 1 एकड़ चावल लगा रहा है तो उसके अंदर मछली का बंदोबस्त किया जाए।
हम पहले सिर्फ चावल काश्त करते थे, हमारे इलाके में ना ये एक नई चीज़ है, हमने चावल के साथ मछलियों को पाला है। यहाँ पे FAO की टीम आई है तो उन्होंने हमें एक नया तरीका समझाया है।
हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स ने मशवरा किया, सब ने मिल के किसानों ने भी 3 फुट का गहरा एक छोटा सा तालाब भी साथ में बना दिया उसी खेत के अंदर। तो फिर एक मछली तिलापिया के नाम से इसको आइडेंटिफाई किया और फिर वहाँ पे तिलापिया के कुछ 500-600 फिंगरलिंग्स जो हैं उनको छोड़ा गया।
अभी हमारी फसल भी तैयार है और मछली भी तैयार हो चुकी है, अभी इसको भी हम खा रहे हैं।
इस लर्निंग से इनको ये मिल रहा है कि जो नेक्स्ट प्लान बनाने जा रहे हैं, जिन्होंने हमसे शेयर किया है, साथ में ये मुर्गी को भी इसमें इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं ताकि उसकी बाकियात से इस मछली की फीड का बंदोबस्त किया जाए। ख़ासतौर पे सब्जियों को इसमें ऐड करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, जिसको वेजिपो फिश के नाम से नाम हमने सेलेक्ट किया कि इसमें वेजिटेबल भी हो, फिश भी हो एंड पोल्ट्री भी हो और ये पूरे ख़ानदान के लिए अराउंड द ईयर इनको खुराक की अवेलेबिलिटी रहे और इनको बाहर मार्केट से ज़्यादा खुराक के लिए ना जाना पड़े।
Kupu si Parida Kalim, nakatira sa Rinarhente, Poblasyon Datupia. Mangingisda, sir. Na kapasangan kami pun sir sa kapagdana sa tuy, kagawa na kami ng tuy pumbatua. Nabagawa kami lo sa kwana ka, masugat na nani, pumbakwita.
Lalo po kuan mabaha. Mga hangin, hindi kayo makapasok. Kahirapang na ko, sir. Naghanap ng kabuhayan namin. Oh. Basta magira at saka baha. Wala na.
Na apekto ni na buna sangatan kapasangan kay ka magagetso ka paguyak-guyak ka nya ba upama ka pagkapantialita sa sera nana di ta pampaka kuana pagka-driver ka may lockdown nana itu ba nana ang pampajeta patimba ka na may di no bagugi sa serasya ka dapat pagkuasa sa serasya.
Mabuti rin, sir. Nakatanggap kami ng 5,000, pabili namin ng bangka at saka pukot.
Mabasi makakuwawin sa ipagmuana ta sa nani, pamantiali, uyag-uyag ta sa mga nani, pukot.
Nya po nakadabang niya na sa kami na kajuku ka aron na sampai namin mga tabang upan nakabunsa mbaware pa. Na nyani papagiran sa niya na pamasa na sa mga buyo iba pamameto ba bangin sra na pamasa sa kuana mga pukat awang meto ba makadabang sa kami ka makomang kanu lango na iba mantiali nami na masuk na komanan pamasuperi makwa na komana na anan tu nagarake uwa majagi buni kagarake mapantiali na makakakanu pamilya.
Nanya mapia na mawa buni ni kapembetu-betuan kanu mapia buni kapamantiali nai.
Hindi lang so kuan, tulong-tulong ba? Yun na lang.
Our programs range from emergency coordination and recovery, One Health, e-agriculture, gender mainstreaming, agriculture statistics, and sustainable management of forestry and fisheries.
The reason for the app development was due to the increased number of non-communicable diseases and micronutrient deficiencies such as anemia. We've always used approaches such as face-to-face and counseling, but with the digital age, having an app or something that the users can use themselves to advise them and visualize what they're eating was something how we actually came up with the idea of the app. The app has actually got two components. The first one is My Meals. Because the app belongs to you personally, you enter your own details, so like your height, your weight, all these details then calculate to the amount of calories or the amount of energy that you need to use throughout the day. It visualizes into a plate throughout the day to say that you've eaten this amount or you need to eat a little bit more greens or etc. And the second component is the growing your own food. This component is actually explaining how you can start your garden and also on homemade pesticides and fertilizers. It's a whole package on healthy eating. So from growing to what you are eating at home. It costs you nothing. It's free. You don't pay anything except the internet when you are downloading. The package that goes together with Ministry of Agriculture includes the Grow Your Own Food booklet. This book is also part of the app where it's digitized. So this same book can also be accessible through the app. There is no more excuse for people to say that they cannot have gardens or cannot plant at home, because the app also addresses something on container gardening. So even if you have lack of space, you do not have a land around you, you can even plant in small containers to be able to feed your family or have something green at home. This app is free, make the most of it, and it's Fijian made, so it's done locally for us. Thank you.
My name is Shelley Burrich and I'm the founder and owner of Barawalla Vanilla. in Samoa. We are an organic vanilla farm. I make my own composting and mulching to feed the vanilla. And from the vanilla beans, we export our premium beans, which are the grade 1s and 2s. And from the other beans, I make value-add products like vanilla syrup, vanilla extract, vanilla powder. Before COVID, I was relying a lot on tourists that would be coming to the islands. I was getting farm tours, people looking to come and visit the vanilla farm. And a lot of my business was by word of mouth. And so when the borders closed, that stopped. So I had to figure out a way of how to keep my business generating products and getting it outside of Samoa. So I decided to go full-time into the social media realm. I created an online store. My products are now being sold to Ireland, Japan, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the States. They're going all over. So I would not have been able to do that if it hadn't been for COVID and making me diversify into doing something different and thinking outside of the box. I'm doing a lot more on the social media platform. My reach, even though I'm sitting here in Samoa, I'm actually building online stores for customers in Canada.
Tôi 65 tuổi rồi, hôm nay mình chứng kiến là một cái trận lũ ní là một trận lũ năm nay là lớn nhất.
Năm nay là kinh hoàng nhất. Chị gia đình của chị khả năng là không ai mà sống sót nữa.
Trong vòng 3 tuần, kể từ ngày mùng 6 tháng 10 năm 2020, 4 cơn bão mạnh liên tiếp đổ bộ vào miền Trung Việt Nam, gây ra lũ trồng lũ nghiêm trọng và sạt lở đất trên diện rộng ở nhiều khu vực. Thiên tai đã gây ra thiệt hại nặng nề đến sản xuất nông nghiệp cũng như sinh kế của người dân và dẫn tới nguy cơ về mất an ninh lương thực của hơn 1,5 triệu người dân vùng lũ. Khi người dân địa phương đã và đang phải chịu tác động nặng nề vì đại dịch Covid-19, thì những thảm họa như thế này khiến cuộc sống của họ ngày càng kiệt quệ hơn.
Từ ngày hôm đó đến bây giờ là ăn cũng rất cấp. Vì không được đi kiếm chi, đi kiếm mặn không được, kiếm đọt không được. Mà để nuôi đứa sống, như nhà bếp cũng hư hết, không có chỗ nấu ăn.
Với sự hỗ trợ tài chính từ Ủy ban Viện trợ Nhân đạo châu Âu, FAO đã triển khai gói cứu trợ khẩn cấp dưới hình thức tiền mặt đa mục đích để đáp ứng nhu cầu lương thực, thực phẩm và nhu yếu phẩm cơ bản cho những hộ gia đình dễ bị tổn thương nhất tại các tỉnh Quảng Bình, Quảng Trị và Thừa Thiên Huế. Với ưu tiên dành cho các hộ nghèo, hộ có phụ nữ là chủ hộ, hộ có trẻ em dưới 5 tuổi, người già và người khuyết tật.
We decided to support FAO in that disaster to support the most vulnerable communities after the impact of the floods. More than 1.5 million people have been impacted by these floods. So the most efficient way to assist people and to maintain their dignity and freedom of choice is to give them cash.
Bây giờ là nhớ họ hỗ trợ đây là chị, gia đình của chị rất cảm ơn. Là chị mua là gạo cơm, vậy là mua gạo ăn, mua thức ăn. Xong bắt đầu là chị tiết kiệm lại để mua lại về cái chi mà thiệt hại đó là chị để khắc phục lại đời sống chị.
Đồng thời, cùng với gói cứu trợ khẩn cấp để đảm bảo an ninh lương thực, FAO còn triển khai hỗ trợ tiền mặt, phục hồi sản xuất chăn nuôi, đi kèm với tập huấn kỹ thuật chăn nuôi, đảm bảo an toàn sinh học cho các nông hộ nhỏ tại hai tỉnh Quảng Bình và Quảng Trị, từ nguồn hỗ trợ tài chính của chính phủ Bỉ thông qua quỹ đặc biệt cho hỗ trợ khẩn cấp và phục hồi Esfera của FAO.
So this project, this emergency response, the one we are going to provide with FAO, is immediate effect will be to replace the cattle which has been lost. Those families, they rely very much on the ground, the culture, cultivation, and the cattle, and this has been destroyed by the flood. So we have to provide as soon as possible a replacement so that they can resume their activities and continue to support the families.
Với số tiền sáng nay á, là tôi phải nuôi thêm 50 con gà, với là sửa chuồng trại, với là mua thức ăn để mà một lần xuất tru chuồng cho được 50 con để cho có một số vốn khá đấy. Sau này mà thu nhập để cho cái số vốn cao lên để mà con gây thêm tiếp nữa.
Cùng với chị Hường và bà Điệu, FAO đã cung cấp hỗ trợ tiền mặt đa mục đích tới hơn 7.100 hộ gia đình đang chịu tổn thương để giúp người dân mua lương thực và chi trả các nhu cầu cơ bản, cũng như hỗ trợ tiền mặt có điều kiện để phục hồi sản xuất chăn nuôi cho 1.273 hộ gia đình bị tổn thương khác.
Our goal, therefore, is to protect those livelihoods and restore, enable farmers to quickly go back and be able to go back to their own agricultural production. This is why we need the mechanism to really respond very quickly. And this is why also a mechanism like the Special Fund for Emergency and Rehabilitation Activities is so critical. In that context, contributions of donors such as the government of Belgium are critical. The Sfera has also the capacity to advance funds. It means that when we receive a pledge from a donor, such as, for example, here, the European Union humanitarian aid, we are able to immediately anticipate the funding on the day the negotiation has been finalized with the donor and until the funds formally arrived. In the context of Vietnam, we want to really thank the government of Belgium and also the European Union for their trust and support.
Trên cánh đồng chiều nay, những người nông dân đang bắt đầu quay trở lại với công việc thường nhật của mình, tại nơi mà cách đây không lâu vẫn còn đang chìm trong biển nước. Những hạt mầm được gieo vào lòng đất như khát vọng về một cuộc sống no đủ và hạnh phúc để hướng tới một tương lai không ai bị bỏ lại phía sau.